Time management. If you aren't deliberate and intentional with your time, you will not have control. If you don't have control of your time, it will have control over you, which is never a good thing. Our goal with this module is to number one, reinforce how time is money and the associated trade offs involved in managing your time. And number two, assist you in developing process and techniques for maximizing your time, your energy, and your resource. Time management is one of the most vital keys to success in sales as well as in life. How you prioritize, manage, and spend your time determines the amount of success you have. Carl Sandburg states that time is the most valuable coin in your life. You, and you alone, will determine how that coin will be spent. Be careful that you do not let other people spend it for you. What an awesome quote. Although we all know time is our most precious resource, I think the saying goes, knowing ain't doing. We all have 86,400 seconds, 1,440 minutes, and 24 hours in a day. Knowing and doing are two separate things. My question is, what are you doing to maximize your time each and every day? I'd like for you to take out a sheet of paper, and at the top of the page, please write down all of the various sales activities you either currently spend time on during the day, or use your imagination around what you think you could be spending your time doing if you were in a sales professional position. Good deal. Now, I'd imagine there's a laundry list of activities that you've jotted down, right? Prospect calls, demo calls, outbound emails, email responses, you name it, social media outreach and communications, audio message outreach, video message outreach, handwritten notes, lumpy mailers, creative and miscellaneous activities, meetings, negotiating calls, closing calls, prospect research, organization mapping, the list goes on and on. Now, here's what I want you to do. I'd like you to narrow down and prioritize the critical few. At the bottom of the page, document what are those top 3 to 5, let's call them mission critical, revenue generating activities that you could or really should be spending time on during the day. I'll give you another moment to write those down. Good deal. Here are mine. Number one, prospecting, filling the funnel, calls as well as social. Number two, demonstrations, actually demonstrating my product and my solution. Number three, proposal reviews, negotiation, contracting calls. Number 4, closing calls, actually winning business. And last on my critical few list, and definitely not least, number 5, creative, customized, personalized outreach efforts. This could include handwritten notes, lumpy mailers, which we'll dig into in our prospecting module. You name it, from a creative and differentiation perspective. Think about it. What else? What did I miss? Please add it to your list, and we'll keep it under 5 for now. Now let's think about the remaining activities. I like to call them other activities that you spend time during your day. These could be administrative, miscellaneous, multitasking, notifications. A lot of times it's what I like to call noise, internal communications and meetings, searching for and gathering information and resources, unnecessary research and efforts without a clearly defined purpose. Ultimately, these are time wasters. I ask you, and hope you'll ask yourself the same. Are your meetings purposeful, strategy sessions with clearly defined objectives, goals, and action items with takeaways versus random internal meetings with no agenda? Are you having strong customer conversations versus informal chit chat? I'm a strong proponent of doing a time and prioritization audit, which we've already started the baseline for documenting where you spend your time now, your top priorities, and then moving forward and mapping out where you should and where you desire to spend your time. Think about it. In a perfect world, what does your schedule look like? What's holding you back now? And how do you make it happen? Please avoid this common mistake: spending time on things that aren't important instead of those critical few tasks that are big time needle movers, like phone calls, targeted research, emails, social outreach, research to support your personalized and customized outreach. This is an error that can distract you from productive work. I'd like to cover 7 top drivers for effective time management. This is definitely not all encompassing, but I think it's a great place to start. These 7 include the power of routines, time block scheduling, prioritization, eliminating distractions, learn to say no, truly qualified prospects, and discipline, having that relentlessness and persistence. Number 1, routines. Create routines to help you manage where you spend your time, your energy, and your resources. Make a plan so that you maximize your effectiveness and don't waste your efforts on the wrong activities. Target the right companies and the right people within those companies with the right message. Know exactly what your ICP, your ideal customer profile, looks like, and stack rank your customers and your prospects. Balance your time between near-term and long-term deals. Time block scheduling. Make sure you have time each day to complete critical tasks related to prospecting, preparing, and pitching and closing. Time block scheduling makes it easy to create a routine that benefits your rhythms and your tasks. Time block scheduling is the intentional and specific identification of those activities which will be performed and at what time. Feel free to block off your calendar at increments that work best for you, whether that's 15-minute blocks, 30-minute blocks, or even 60-minute blocks. There's a technique called the Pomodoro technique, which calls for 25 minutes of intense, focused work, followed by a 5-minute break. After going through 4 of these cycles, Following this strict regimen, it calls for a longer 15 to 30-minute break to get your mind right. Ultimately, you've got to find out what works best for you, as well as what are you going to actually execute on. To get started, let's make a list of those actions, of those activities that are true needle movers for you in your business. Let's plot them in the 4 quadrants along an XY axis of important and urgent. For those that are identified as both urgent and important, we've got to work them into an actual block within our calendar. Establish concrete goals for each of those blocks where we outline what success looks like. For example, how will we know if that time spent was successful or not? What gets measured generally gets done. Now devote your 100% critical focus to those tasks that we've truly identified as both important and urgent. There's another strategy called ride the momentum. Leverage in your personal preferences. For example here, if your energy and confidence are highest in the morning, you should make cold calls at the top of the morning and get the positive momentum rolling early and often. Maybe the middle of the day for you is best for research or preparing for demos. And then as you close out your day, that could be the perfect time for you to return calls, return emails, as well as get prepared for the following day. Testing out and use data when possible. The data can help you determine the best dates and the best times for those critical activities. The data and those valuable insights can inform on how best to optimize your time.
Owning and maximizing your day really comes down to setting priorities. Most people think they're busy. Busy is a byproduct of not setting good priorities. Once you have your priorities set, you know where you need to focus, and you're able to focus on those things and see them through to completion. The 2 routines that no sales pro should go without, number 1 is setting priorities. Number 2, it is actually measuring your progress against those priorities. When we talk about the priorities themselves, it's important for us to remember that just because we think we're busy is not setting priorities. So the goal is to actually make sure the priorities that we set have clear measurements that are attached to them. And for myself, I use an A through D scale. My A priorities are things that I tackle first thing in the morning. When my brain is fresh, my energy is high, I can get those things done. And those things account for about 20% of my day, yet they equal 80% of my results. My B priorities are those middle priorities, things that need to get done or things that I didn't get done the previous day that I need to follow up on and achieve some type of action. C priorities are those things that are a lower scale. They're important, maybe not urgent. And the D priorities, those are things that I can actually delegate. So when I get to that D list of things, I know that I'm now looking for resources, people within our organization and team that can come in and partner with us to help accomplish those specific things. Activity versus productivity is a good way to look at how to manage your day and be efficient in your time. Think of activity as going to the grocery store and walking around the grocery store, looking for items without a grocery list. Think of productivity as having a grocery list and being able to go in and get exactly the items that you need and exit the grocery store within a certain time frame. You can be in the grocery store all day long and still not get the items that you need for that special recipe. Our special recipe is sales. Or you can go in and have a process that allows you to get the things that you need efficiently and then get the results that you need and go back and make your desired meal.
Number 3, prioritization. As a sales professional, you have 2 types of activities. Number 1, revenue generating, and number 2, everything else. I call that other. It is absolutely vital to maximize the revenue generation and minimize all the other activities that may feel good, but they don't really move the needle towards your sales goals. Don't be afraid to say no to certain things so you can hone in on the critical and key KPIs, key performance indicators, like talking to clients, doing targeted research, other outreach efforts. Hey, Matt Pittman, thank you so much for joining. If you don't mind, just introduce yourself.
So my name is Matt Pittman. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. Was privileged to be able to work with Larry Long as one of my first sales managers back at SageWorks in 2009. I've been a sales professional since then, since 2009.
Awesome. Thank you for that great intro. Hey, Matt, we're talking about time management. Are there any major pitfalls that you've seen sales professionals fall into when it comes to time management?
Yes, very much. I would say the biggest distraction for me, and I think for a lot of other reps, is going to be email. When you're like in the middle of a presentation or you're in the middle of even just like very specific focused um, prospecting, and you're getting an email that is from someone else that might even be an internal email, and you lose focus when you're not really dialed into doing that prospecting activity and you're distracted, then you're not going to do it as well as if you were to just wait, try to put email on hold for 30 minutes. Maybe if you're doing an hour call block, just check email at the 30-minute mark, then knock out the really important stuff and then get back to it. But I've seen so many people who, they feel like they have to respond to every single email within the first 30 seconds that it came in your inbox. And it just ends up you not really being able to actually accomplish anything because you're just chasing your tail.
Thank you for that great advice, Matt. Now, to double click into what Matt shared with us, number 4, eliminating distractions. Some may say that common sense isn't always too common. With that, we all know that distractions take away from our effectiveness. However, knowing is not the same as doing. Given this knowledge, it's absolutely imperative to have the discipline and ultimately execute on not just limiting, but completely eliminating distractions such as social media and or possibly email during those key time blocks identified as your best time for critical tasks. Try your best to buckle down and remain 100% focused on those most important tasks at hand. Avoid multitasking at all costs, as that's been proven to actually reduce your overall productivity. Ultimately, stay focused on one task at a time. Number 5, learn to say no. The most successful sales professionals understand that they are doing themselves and others a favor by saying no to any actions and activities that are not in that urgent and important quadrant. If you keep your top priorities above the line, anything that falls below the line is deemed not critical. It's not urgent and not important. If you were to move something new above the line, it would require you having the discipline to move an item from above the line to now being below the line. Or you should decline the activity, at least for the present time. Countless studies have proven that multitasking and juggling numerous priorities is inefficient. By narrowing our work activities to those critical few, we provide ourselves with the best opportunity to have success. Stack ranking and prioritizing helps you to identify those most important 3 to 7, maybe even 10 top initiatives to focus on, such as number 1, making calls, number 2, doing demos, number 3, sending personalized emails, number 4, performing customized research for your A-list and VIP prospects, number 5, sending social media or snail mail outreach, number 6, speaking with current clients, and number 7, speaking with internal allies and colleagues. Number 6, truly qualify prospects. to ensure we're managing our time wisely, and we'll cover this more in depth during the module on prospecting, discovery, and prospect management. It's absolutely vital that your time is spent with true prospects and not what I like to call suspects, also known as tire kickers. Sometimes the largest drain of our time is on those that are not serious about evaluating our solution. And with hindsight being 2020, I know how it goes. We look back and realize that, unfortunately, we may have wasted our time, energy, and valuable resources. Try your best to get ahead of it by ensuring you're consistently devoting time to and working with serious and true prospects. Number 7, discipline, relentlessness, and persistence. Success is never owned. It's rented, and the rent is due every day. That's a quote by Rory Vaden, author of Take the Stairs. Rory noticed how many people on the way to the gym chose the escalator over the stairs to get there. This is just a great example of how human nature to find the easiest route can really work against us. Many times, the more challenging route is the one that can take us closer to our goals and our dreams. We should never cheat ourselves out of success and growth by taking that easy route. It's vital to have and utilize discipline to execute on managing your time effectively. I strongly encourage you to document your efforts, consistently looking for areas of improvement while also employing an accountability partner to assist you along your journey. You can do it. I believe in you, and now you must believe in you. Only you can make it happen. You'll notice there's a common thread, and I hope you notice that most of these strategies require not just discipline, but also execution. Are you willing to make a game plan? And most importantly, are you willing to actually run the plays and do what you've outlined as key to your success? That is the million-dollar question. Paul Meyer is quoted, "Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort." Before we wrap, I want to share just a few additional bonus tips for effective time management. They include prepare and expect to pivot, stop procrastinating, and the power of leveraging a to-do list. We'll dive deeper in a future training on more advanced time management techniques. Hey there, it's Larry Long Jr., your lead instructor. I wanted to say congratulations on completing module number 1, time management. We all know that time is money, and now you've got the techniques to take your skills to that next level. I'm super excited as we progress to module number 2, prospecting. We now get to dig and mine for gold throughout the sales process. I encourage you to keep that same great growth mindset as we progress to module number 2. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.